Let's see, do I want to just do all food? No. Let's just stick with the fruit for now. Tweak this to 4. And then we're going to double check this stockpile. We already removed the wheat, right? We removed that from the equation here. I just want to see what's left. So right now, whoops, zoomed out of my area there. Right now we've got literally everything, all of the food and nothing else. You know what? I guess we could just do that. I mean, that's what we're doing now, and we're totally fine on space. It's all being contained in the crates and everything. So let's just go ahead and replicate what we were just doing. Not get picky about this. So this area is now designated the same way this area was out here, and what we're now going to do is remove the designation. So this should move everything over. Now what I will need to do is deconstruct the crates, the barrels. Maybe not the barrels, because we're gonna do drinks out in this area, but these should both be empty. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and actually start this up real quick. Lower this down. So they're bringing over the what are you doing here? Strawberry. Okay, so I think they're just bringing these from up above currently. Had some strawberries and stuff, so yeah, I think this is just getting brought from above ground. No, it does look like they're running over to the crate. That's interesting. So they are emptying out the crate. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set a build order for these. So crate, and it's going to be, what do we have there? We've got 6 crates. It's listing 7 because we have a 7th one made upstairs. So we're going to go 5, 6. Let's do that. I don't want to interrupt the build up there. He would end up going and making another crate. We're gonna bother him with that yet. Oh, sorry, we need to deconstruct these guys. Let's see. Not deconstructing these guys here. Can I not do that while they're full? I thought I could. But it does have cotton and stuff. Okay, so I may have to designate some other areas as well. Well, this is unfortunate. This is an unfortunate turn. Let's dig out some more areas here. We need to get rid of this cotton. I'm actually going to take this opportunity to kind of widen this area a bit. Let's see. Just to match, because of the width of this room, and I just like things to kind of fit well. So we're going to dig that out a bit. In fact, I'm going to do that here too. Why not? Dig all of this out a bit. Okay, let us see. Something like this, and I think we'll do the 5x5 right here. Do this, and a 5x5. That's another spot. And let's see. So much to do. There is so much to do. Consider so many options. And what I really like about this is that you could do it your way, you know, and see how that works. It's just really cool. So we're going to jump in here. We're going to scroll down to plants. Plantus. Now we had grain. I may actually distinguish this wheat from straw. Grain and wheat, straw and wheat. Let's just go ahead and do both of these. Set it to 4. Do that. Now, as you may have seen when I was in there, it's another kind of thing. You can actually name the stockpile, and the way that kind of comes into play is you can actually jump into stocks and then look at the stockpiles. And if you've named them, obviously it makes a bit more sense. You could kind of click on them and kind of see what they're all about. So that's kind of a cool way to manage them as well. But I don't think I'll quite get there until I've got a number more stockpiles going. Right now I just kind of manage. I just go to them and select them. But eventually I'll go through and name them. I think. We'll see. So let's see. This is going to take care of the wheat and everything. It should move all of this stuff out. Let's see. And these guys are taking care of the dirt. Barrels are moved. Excellent. So that actually ended up getting managed. Interesting. I wonder if they had to move everything over until the crate was empty and then the crate was able to be moved. I don't know. I just don't know. What we do know is the crates didn't help with any of this stuff here, the wheat grain or anything, so I'm not going to bother putting one in there. Let's go ahead and pause. I actually want to see. So we've got a bunch of strawberry wine, and I'm really wishing they would get to moving this stuff. There we go. Cool. Get that stuff moved. Oh, look at that. I forgot. It's in my way. I forgot it doesn't stack. We're going to run this down the length this way. Something like that. Okay. Now another thing I'm going to do right now, just because there's miners here, I want to account for, you know, expanding out of this area. So I do want a pathway away from all of this. So I'm going to just do that now to account for it. And we are going to do it this way as well. Out to those stairs that we have going up to here. Okay, cool. So now we've got a pathway accounted for kind of future growth out this way. I don't want to have to run through rooms or anything. Designate an area. Stockpile. Expand this sucker. Now the reality is I shouldn't be letting this stack up so much. I should be looking into making workshops that will use these resources, right? They're doing me no good except taking up space down here. So that's going to be something I want to address, you know, sooner than later. But for now, I just want to empty this out. I want to take care of the food and drink. That's important, right? We do have some drinks now, so that's cool. We're getting that taken care of. And we do have these bags. Let's see. Got some wheat seeds in there. And strawberry seeds, yeah. Okay, maybe that's what we'll use this room for here. Let's see. We're going to designate, because I think we can just do, like, seeds in general. Let's see. Make sure, yeah, goods. Okay, it's going to be plants, right? Seeds, just everything. Go. Cool. And then let the timer go. I did expand this area, so I have some space. I kind of wish I could move the distillery. Well, technically I could, and I probably will at some point, but it does require breaking it down. Okay, what are you going to do? What are you guys going to do here? You fill the area with seeds, and that's it. You're not going to move the bags. Let's pause this. Now that's the thing. Actually, you know, that's what I'm remembering. These bags were built on the top level, and if I do a build order, it's still going to show me 2. So we should be fine to move them this way. Yeah, 2. Excellent. Get in there. See, for some reason, I don't think the crates work that way. I don't think that you can have these crates and just do a build and it will go grab pre-existing ones like the bags does, but I don't know. I don't know. I could be wrong. Okay, cool. So there we go. We have our seeds. I think there could be room. 32 of 32, and no, because they're bringing them from up above. So this room is actually going to fill out pretty quickly. I think I may go ahead and expand it, unfortunately. I don't really want to. Who wants a seed room? Okay. And now let's go ahead and designate this. Finally get to the heart of what I wanted to get to. So let's see. Food is something that we can end up having generally a good amount of, but drink as well. Let's think about this. I'm basically deciding which area I want more of. We'll do... You know what, we're doing drinks right now. The food, they're basically eating those raw resources. So, and I already have a place for that, right? It's all kind of coming into this room over on the right. So I think what we'll do is we'll designate this smaller area to essentially what will be finished food. And again, smaller area because we're just not there yet. Egg, meat. We may end up getting some meat at some point. If we make bread, you know, sandwiches, mushroom, cheese. Sure, sure, sure. Basically, the stuff we're not foraging, that can go there. And once again, a small area because we're just not going to have as much of that as we are drinks, which will be this area. Let's see. Good. Scroll down here a bit. And I think I'm pretty much just going to select everything, right? Just whatever's a drink, go out there. So this goes a little bit against what I talked about earlier, where I said what I want near the stairs here is the immediate stuff that they're going to be using. Right now, there's really not going to be much food. To get the food, they're going to have to come into this stockpile and be grabbing strawberries. But the plan is to change... Uh-oh. Oh, crap. Oh, no, you guys. We had a goblin show up already. Well, I'm going to get back to you. I was in the middle of something. Let me get back down here. So anyway, the point is that, you know... Eventually, what we need to be doing is getting a workshop in where we're taking this raw stuff and making actual food from it. So basically, we're going to want to make a kitchen. And in fact, if I move the distillery kind of over and up one block, that leaves a 3x3 area, and we could build a kitchen, for example. And that way, we're making food, we're making drinks, and those finished products will be here for easy access. And the raw material is more away from the stairs, you know, because basically, we just need that to craft with. Now, goblin problem. So let's see. I don't know where he came from. It's kind of unfortunate. I'm never gonna know. He could have spawned from any of these kind of dark areas. You know, was it this spot here? Was it the shaded area he spawned from? I don't know. One of the things we're gonna do is we're gonna go up here and select him and see what we're dealing with. So we have a goblin fighter. Fortunately, that's all there is. It's not like there's a number of them stacked. Now, they certainly could have come from above. That's the other thing. They absolutely could have come from up here. I just won't know. And fortunately, I'm not seeing anything. Now, the reason I kind of was thinking he came from below is that I normally have people up here doing things, and he wasn't spotted. But, as you can see, I was just up there, and I don't have people up there. So, who knows? Who knows? But what this does is it gives me an opportunity to show you military. Because now we have to deal with this. I will say right now that it is one goblin, so even though we don't really have weapons or anything, because pretty much I'm going to attack them with nothing. I don't want to try and get them to go equip anything right now. I really should have done this before, but anyway. They're just going to kind of run up and attack him. We're going to set up a squad of 5. So let me jump in here. So we've got all these tabs right now. I tend to kind of ignore, at least in my limited experience with setting up military, I haven't really used these first 2 tabs a whole lot. You can get kind of specific with, you know, this squad handles these enemies and this squad handles those enemies. I believe that's what this is all about anyway. I haven't dove that much into it. But basically you kind of jump in here and you start with a squad. So we're going to build a new one, and we're going to call it Weem's Warriors. That just came to mind. I didn't already have that planned. Weem's Warriors. So that is a squad. Now formation, we're going to go ahead and choose basic formation. You can see there's a formation tab. We'll get there in a minute. And we've got these 5 vacant spaces. So let's go ahead and jump in here. Now, what we do is we can mouse over, and what I looked at before was the fighting skill. Probably not the main thing to be looking at, but I just kind of scrolled through and looked for the higher numbers. So it looks like Mr. Maceris is a 14. We did have a 13 before that. I think it was Nathan. And let's scroll this down here. 7, 9, 6. So Coconut Sales is a 13. Okay. Now, obviously, there's other numbers here, right? Sword, axe, but we don't have weapons. We do see brawling, though, and brawling is pretty much going to be what we're doing. So that's kind of the next thing to look at. So let's check brawling. It looks like Angel is a crazy good brawler. It's 17. So anyway, let's actually just go ahead and select him. Now, because we did that, when we go to the next one, this is nice, it puts an S there, so we already know he's been selected. So we go to Karen, brawling 6. Fighting is good, brawling, not so much. Ooh, Nathan's brawling is not great at all. So we have an 11, an 11, a 9, an 11, a 13 with Miles. Let's go ahead and choose Miles. He's a good brawler. Scroll down here a bit. Coconut brawling is 10, as is Benjamin's. Did I have any 11s for brawling? Yes, we did. Hank. Let's see. 6, 4. We already picked him. Throw Mr. Maceris in there. And we just need one more. Let's see. Brawling 9, brawling 11. Alrighty. Well, here we are. Here is our squad. Weem's Warriors here. Angel, Miles, Hank, Mr. Maceris, and Noxon. So the next thing we want to do is our formation is set to basic formation. Let's jump over here. Now here we can see that a basic formation has no perk. We can choose one though. It has no leader. I'm not really sure exactly what this is about. I think that you could set up different formations and then the squad can kind of have these different formations, and then you can kind of select who's in those here. I think it's a way to set who's up front and who's in the back. We're not going to get that complicated. Everybody needs to be up front beating things with their fists, so that is that's how things are going to go. Now we're going to jump into perks, though, and if we mouse over these, you can see how the perks help, right? So increased range, shield walls, better chance to block. So what we want to do is, I think there's one that's good when you don't have any weapons. Let's see, for each one, increase firing, that's what we want. Each member with a melee weapon, increase block chance of block rate with each shield, that's shield wall. Okay, so none of these are all that crazy. It's probably in when we get into the position, so we'll check that out later. They have their own similar kind of perks. So anyway, let's go ahead and see if any of these we think will actually work. When you have a melee weapon, see, I don't know if they count your fist for that. Do my fists count as weapon? I don't know. Let's see. So I have a feeling none of these are going to help us. So we will go to the thing that will kind of work, and that's this increased vision range. So we'll go ahead and do that. We even saw the light out here. I don't know if you noticed, but that increased out here. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's that. And basically they're going to perform attack orders that I've called out, which is great. I don't want them to, you know, attack like this, attack enemies that have been spotted. That's basically when the map zooms out, it says, hey, there's a goblin here. They're going to want to immediately attack. I don't really want that. I kind of want to decide for myself. I could certainly have them avoid combat if possible, but I don't really need to do that, I don't think, as long as this is selected. They're just not going to fight unless I tell them to. So, on to positions. So we've got basically the position selection here. Obviously these guys were basic soldiers, but we can tweak this here. I could do a new one, but we'll just leave it for now. Let's check the perks out. So Highlander, that's for two-handed melee. Nope, not us. Increased attack speed with 2 weapons. Nope, again. Look, that's what we want. When no armor or weapon is equipped, we have increased attack speed, attack damage, dodge chance, and dodge rate. Yes, it is the way of the gnome. Excellent. And the armor, I'm going to show you, we're actually going to tweak that a bit. Pursue lost targets. Let's see. I don't think we have to worry about that right now. Let's do this. Let's actually do this. Now, I've never done this before. I've never done the retreat if bleeding. Mostly it's been my guys kind of fight to the death. And what happens is one will die and the other 4 will end up killing the creature. And I'm kind of thinking, you know what? Yeah, if one ran away, I was probably still going to win the fight. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll have to watch it, though, because if everybody starts bleeding and runs away, that's a problem. I may have to go in and turn that off. But, yeah. Otherwise, we're pretty much all set here. So finally, onto uniforms. So we're going to leave it plate mail. We could do a new one. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. This is what I've done before. I've said junk. And basically, we're going to go in here and we're going to select any. And that means, you know what? Grab anything you can find that's like, you know, in a stockpile or that's accessible to you. Just go get it and use it. Now, if I don't think they're going to immediately go grab it. I may give them a chance to. I may not attack the goblin right away and see if they run over and grab something. But anyway, that's what we'll do. So we're going to jump back to positions and change this from plate mail to junk. So you can see how this works. You kind of set up a squad, and then based on, you can kind of tweak the formations, positions, and uniforms. And really, when you look at it, when you look at what you do here, there's a lot of customization you can do here. You could get in here and have all kinds of squads. You could have some, I think you can have some overlap. Maybe not. Maybe there's not overlap with soldiers. But certainly overlap with like uniforms and everything. You can designate, really get specific. People have like their archer squad and they only use this certain type of bow. And let me jump back over here and show you. Not just that, you know, hey, use a bow. You can actually go in here and show like what type it is. Like only the best quality. And I really only want this material to be used. I mean, you can get real specific with this stuff. So right now though, we are just not there. We are nowhere near that. I mean, if we had pitchforks, that's pretty much what we'd be going for. I will tell you, at least as far as I've seen, I don't think the miners use their pickaxes to fight. I'm pretty sure they like drop those or they're just not used. But anyway, we've pretty much done what we can. You can see that we've got Weem's warriors that's actually saying that we're in combat right now. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Okay, well anyway, this is going to be this is going to be interesting. But we did set to have people run away if there's any bleeding. At the sight of blood, run. So, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unpause time. I'm going to go on slower timer. It's still going to be pretty quick. But I'm just going to give my guys a chance. I'm going to see if you guys are going to run over there and grab any equipment. I'm kind of hoping you do, but I have a feeling you're not going to. It looks like everybody's probably below ground. Let's see what happens. And I may pause this immediately. If the goblin disappears, I may pause it and see where he's going. Okay, oh, another one. Let me scroll back up. Am I missing any goblins? Were there some in the trees I'm not seeing? So here's the, let's see. No, let me go down. Let's back this. I'm going to actually go down here real quick. Nothing on the stairs or anything that I'm seeing. There's no light, so I don't know if I would see them anyway down there. Okay, so, but we did have another one up here, and he is a raider. Now, the raiders like to steal stuff, or at least I've read. And I don't know where the other guy went. Okay, pause this. Because he moved over here, and I think we pretty much have a fight that's about to happen. So I didn't see anybody immediately move. Let's unpause it real quick. Yeah. So they're basically getting attacked, and so the warriors are coming in here. Just to make sure we do, you know, what we need to do. I'm kind of selecting the stockpile. I don't want to do that. There we go. Goblin fighter. Let's see. Yeah, let's attack the fighter, everybody. So basically, we select the goblin fighter. We're gonna come in here, and we could say all squads because we've only got the one. But you know, yeah, I mean, essentially does the same thing. So we've got Weem's warriors. Oh boy, you guys. So here's the goblin fighter's numbers. You can see his brawling is 7. Nothing too crazy. The sword is up there. He was carrying a hammer. 18. That's pretty good. But anyway, we're gonna hope for the best here. Let's see how this goes. Go us. And hopefully we flee, right, if there's any bleeding. Of course, there's no animations here. Okay, let's pause this real quick. So we just had a goblin die, and I haven't seen anybody flee yet. Now, one thing to note is you guys, the warriors will stack up. So we see 3, but all 5 should be here. So not too bad. The raider died, and it's the fighter is left here. You can see everybody else is kind of flipping out. Nobody run. Oh, look at that. Why didn't he run? Miles, no! I thought you would run. That's no cool. Let's jump in here real quick. Let's jump in here. Retreat if bleeding. Alright, now it's true. He may not have been bleeding. He may have just been hit enough and died. Bleeding is technically, I suppose, it's a status. If you're bleeding, you are slowly bleeding out. If you don't heal, you'll die. So I suppose there is that. Alrighty. No, there's nothing else here. I would say, you know, it'd be nice if you could retreat if you were, you know, halfway to death. But we're doing the best we can. I think that we're going to get this, though. I'm going to keep our fingers crossed and hope we don't lose anybody else. But pretty much we have to stick to this. We can't run away or anything. We've kind of got to hope for the best. There we go. Well, I am sorry to have lost you, Miles the Lazy, but you know what? You died for a worthy cause. That's what your life was not lost in vain. It did fight off the goblins. So anyway, everybody should go back to what they're doing. I don't have to go back into the military and tell them not to attack or anything. They're going to pick up their duties. And of course we have these corpses here. So one of the first things I'm going to do is pause this real quick. So when we have a butcher, no, we cannot butcher Miles, at least as far as I recall. But we can butcher goblins, which is great because we don't have to kill the yak now. In order to get the bone, we just need to take a goblin bone. So what I'm going to do is I've got enough room here to put 2 workshops once I move the distillery over. But what I was thinking was that I kind of want the butcher down here as well. So we're going to open up a spot for the butcher. It's going to be a 3x3. And I could just open all of this up. Let's see. If I move this one over 1, it leaves a 3x3, but only this area here. Let me draw this out. So we can do another one here. Whoops. Again, I could just open all of this up, but I really do like the idea of having these kind of separated rooms. So something like this would work. This would let me get the butcher in here, and then I could do the bone carver? I forgot. What is it? Bone? Is it under miscellaneous? Bone carver, yes. That's what we need in order to make the bone needle. So anyway, we could do both of those down here. And we would, again, have room for the distillery and the kitchen. So I think that's what we'll do. And in the meantime, we do have the corpse, unfortunately, of Miles. And I'm not exactly sure what to do with that. I think you can designate an area. At least I thought you could designate an area for corpses. I could be wrong. Probably wrong. Let me look in here. I'm kind of wondering. Skull on a pole. Would we do that to you? No, we don't want to do that to you. I'm kind of seeing if we can make anything. Any kind of grave or anything. I felt like there was something we could do. Really thought that we could designate an area for this. That's a grove, not a grave, right? Let's see. It's not a workshop. No. None of this. Can't dig a grave or anything. Okay, well anyway, that might be something I need to look at. But in the meantime, well, I can't really move these. I'd have to get the butcher shop made. Well, let's see. They're starting to dig this out. Let's speed up time a little bit again. Build, workshop, and is it food? Butcher shop. Table, chair, knife. Not terribly difficult to make. So we'll go ahead and get this prepped to be built in this area. Table, chair, knife. Table, chair, knife. This is where knives are made. Stonemason does take a knife blade. Let's do that. Then a knife. And then we need a table. And a chair. Okay, let's get that butcher going. We'll chop up these goblins. So disturbing. We're going to chop them up. I don't think it makes meat, though. I should clarify that. I'm pretty sure that you don't get meat from the goblins. But, yeah, you can harvest their bones.